Então, pessoal, vou continuar aqui com Biomutant. Faz um tempo que eu joguei, não cheguei a postar o primeiro episódio ainda, mas vou continuar com o jogo. Tá rodando a 60 frames, mas parece que tá mais lento que isso, não sei.
Definitely not open. Locked solid. That's more than stuck. Locked but good. Bolted shut. Gonna need a key of some kind. Someone locked it solid. Needs a key. The right key could open this.
Tá bom, então não dá pra eu abrir aquilo ali.
It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door.
Esse puzzle foi mais fácil primeiro, porque o primeiro eu não cheguei a entender.
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out.
O cara tem uma shotgun ali. Cara, eu tenho que me lembrar aqui como é que é os combos ainda.
That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
Vou pegar aqui o loot.
Handy.
Agora eu já posso seguir com a missão. Não sei para que eu fiz. Né?
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Looper Lupin did to your village, your Moomer and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Moomer's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
Aparentemente agora vai ter flashback. Então aqui está o nosso gatinho criança. Aqui tem uma parede invisível, clássica. Elvis Presley.
Asks if you are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Moomer knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here fueling its source of life. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
Eu tô rodando com os gráficos ruins. Porque esse jogo deve ser muito bonito.
You found one. The Nono's ki energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. The small tree you saw up there where you met will eventually grow into a tree of life and start giving back to nature. It'll be the heart of the land. You need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to...
Tem que chegar bem perto para pegar.
You handle that net like you've never done anything else. Easy. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world.
O cara é bem grandinho. É essa é o árvore da vida do jogo.
Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us.
Não sei se eu pulei um diálogo.
He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today. No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the Predator family live or not.
Será que vai ter a batalha que o protagonista perde o olho?
But no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived. Records tell of the ruinous devastation the Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land. The apocalypse sparked a re-evolution, the second coming, and our lineage. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest
Que dá pra ver de criatura.
Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route.
Parece uma espécie de peixe com gato.
Finally,
E esse aqui também.
almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters.
Então agora que a história começou. Peguei uma conquista aí.
A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see.
Tá, isso aí eu vou meio que censurar. Parece um, não sei, lembra uma tartaruga esse bicho aqui. Esse aqui eu não sei que bicho é. E um bichão, né? Cabeçudo.
That must be the world eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down.
Será que eu já vou ter que enfrentar ele?
Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions. He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
Ah, that's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about light? It hurts to look at.
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making this personal.
And you're always trying to pretend it's not.
Ela disse que queria alguma coisa, né?
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. Out-of-Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are two nearby. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. Out of date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do.
Então eu vou ter que escolher algum lado aqui.